Welcome to the Fox 54 Weekend Review. I'm Kenesha Dees. It's the only place in North Alabama to get the week's local headlines condensed into one program. Here's a taste of what's ahead. Our top stories this week. If you've ever wished for an IKEA in Huntsville, your dream is coming true. A popular retailer is headed to the Rocket City, and a beloved local diner is trying to make a comeback after closing in 2021. We first told you last night that the furniture giant IKEA is setting aside some space for a store here in Huntsville, and today Fox 54 took a look at what this might mean for the area. Several in town are saying it's a change that makes the Rocket City stand out against other cities in the region. That status driving traffic and money to the Tennessee Valley. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo shows us the economic impact of a new IKEA store.
IKEA is assembling its location and its team for a new store here in Huntsville. Regional business experts say the big name business is an even bigger change for commerce in the area. The furniture store will be in the old Conn's Home Plus on University Drive. It's the first IKEA in the state, but the 46,000 square foot space is a smaller version of the big box store. But it will still have enough space for 5,000 display products, fully furnished room settings, and a food court. It compares to full-size stores spanning 300,000 square feet or more.
This will definitely bring foot traffic to that shopping center even more so. So many people are talking about IKEA in our office, on social media. This is going to do really well here. And people are going to drive in from out of town to go shop at this store. So I think it's going to bring great business for all the surrounding businesses too.
Claire Aiello with the Huntsville-Madison County Chamber says it brings more business to the Rocket City, so fewer people are spending their dollars elsewhere.
We want people to have good options, and we want them to stay here and spend their money. We don't want them to have to drive to Atlanta or drive to Nashville or drive to Memphis. We want them to be able to find all the options they need right here.
Local shoppers currently travel throughout the region to find what they're looking for. Teresa Pate and her husband came all the way from Tuscumbia to do their shopping here. She says a new IKEA store is an attractive option for shoppers like herself.
All these businesses, it's booming. More business is coming in. You know, I wish Tuscumbia would get some of these businesses.
In fact, Pate says she may just stop by when the new store opens.
I know several have gotten the baby beds from there, so. And we got a grandbaby and a great-grandbaby on the way.
It's not clear yet when the store will open, but it is clear that when it does, it'll bring more commerce and growth to University Drive. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
A lot of people are anticipating it. Well, workers are currently stripping down the old Con store for IKEA to begin renovating. We'll have more for you on this story when an opening date is officially announced. Tonight, one classic local restaurant might just be making a comeback. Edith Ann's Diner is looking to return to the Tennessee Valley after 4 years of closure. Regulars who love the restaurant in its heyday now say a taste of home is something they're excited to try again. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo takes us to meet the owner.
Edith Ann's Taste of Home Diner was a Huntsville classic before it closed during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, 4 years later, they're finally looking to reopen. Since its closure, the restaurant has sat empty and the space is up for rent, but former owner Lee McGuckin is working to find the funding to bring it back to the Rocket City. McGuckin launched a GoFundMe in late July to support the restaurant's reopening. So far, they've raised $400 with a goal of almost $5,000. But he says the support from the community has made him hopeful that the restaurant will take off like it did almost 20 years ago.
The response from, everybody I talked to, and when I posted online, my gosh, I think I had 180 responses in like 2 days. And it floored me. I was like, wow. It's really, really nice to have people have that much care and are excited about it being, coming back.
The original location on Memorial Parkway is owned by the same company that owns Daybreak Suites right next door, which is currently in talks to open another restaurant there. So, McGuckin tells me Edith Ann's Diner would have to find a new home. He says he's looking for another chance to continue what he started back in 2008.
I'd gone through some health issues and I just I didn't think I could do it. And, things have changed and I feel confident that I can and, get some good people in here and be able to do it again. We're right at the beginning stages of trying to do this. We're going to find a place and we'll be back to it as soon as I can get everything, up and going, and hopefully sooner than later.
The GoFundMe is live and the donations started rolling in at the beginning of the month. You can find a link to that on our website at fox54.com. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
And it could be a matter of weeks or months before Edith Ann's Diner opens back up. But McGuckin said he's received hundreds of supportive comments since he announced the restaurant's reopening on Facebook. Two shocking crimes in North Alabama this week. A baby was found dead in a hearse in Gadsden, and a double murder-suicide rocked the town of Red Bay.
A Gadsden woman behind bars and charged with the murder of a baby found dead in a hearse yesterday morning. The Gadsden Police Department arrested 29-year-old Terica Pearl in connection with the investigation. Etowah County jail records show Pearl was booked for a murder charge around 2 o'clock this morning. Both the funeral home and police say they're shocked.
On Saturday morning, the inside of this hearse became a crime scene. A Gadsden police homicide investigation after employees found a dead baby inside.
I'm sure somebody is missing a kid. It's somebody's loved one. It is an African-American baby.
Dantez Robinson, the owner of West Gadsden Funeral Home, tells WBRC the baby girl appeared to be less than 3 years old. His employees were returning from a call when someone thought they saw a doll in the hearse.
I got a call from one of my employees. They was getting ready last night. We went out on a pickup, and this morning, we get back. He was getting ready to do some grounds work, and we get back to find a infant baby inside of one of the hearses.
To be clear, the baby was not in a casket. Gadsden police saying she appears to have been placed here. Neighbors on scene just shocked at the news.
When you come into something like this, you're encountering not only the community's worst day, but it could be yours too. Because like you said, a lot of us do have children.
Gadsden police are not releasing the name of the child out of respect to the family. According to police, this case will now be moving forward through the judicial process.
A double murder-suicide over in Red Bay, shaking the small community ever since the news broke late last night. A son allegedly took a baseball bat to his sister and mother before turning a gun on himself. Police are saying it's one of the worst crime scenes they've ever seen. This is where it all happened. Police responded to an apartment complex in Red Bay just after 6:39 last night, where they say they found the gruesome scene. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo investigates.
The murder-suicide here in Red Bay took the lives of 3 people, a mother, a daughter, and a son. It all happened last night at the Eugenia Nixon Circle Apartments. Police responded just after 6:30 to the apartment complex, where they say they saw a partial crime scene through one of the windows. After entering the home, they found the 3 bodies.
Shock. Utter shock.
Police say 2, the mother and her 28-year-old daughter, were killed in one bedroom by blunt force trauma. The third, in another bedroom, dead from a suspected self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police and residents at the complex say the son, 23-year-old Derek Moody, had long-term mental health struggles. Other neighbors saying he was a friend to them.
In apartments, you try to mind your own business, and to me, he was just my friend. I'm sad about it, and prayers for the family, prayers for his family.
Police Chief Jana Jackson saying it's a tragedy that has shaken an otherwise peaceful neighborhood.
It just seems the whole community is mourning last night and today. Like I said, there's been many texts and phone calls coming in to us and also the family, and it's just a real tragic situation. Mental health services are very important, and that's one thing we encourage people and try to assist people in reaching out and getting the needed services.
Another neighbor, Michelle Cook, repeating similar sentiments. She said in a quote, "It's shocking to our community because it's very quiet and we're all worried about all of this." She added, "Our hearts go out to the family. It's tragic, tragic, tragic." Residents at the apartment complex are saying it's a huge shock and a terrible loss to everyone there. Police are still investigating while the extended family looks for answers. In Red Bay, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
And it is tragic. Neighbors say the scene was so gruesome the family is throwing out most of their belongings. Police are working with them to figure out what led to that tragic night. Gone but not forgotten. Huntsville police made a big drug bust this week thanks to a law named after Huntsville's fallen officer, Billy Clardy III. Multi-million-dollar drug bust, nearly 24 people indicted, all under a newly enacted law in Alabama. The Huntsville Police Department announced the Agent Billy Clardy III Act led to a drug trafficking takedown in Huntsville. The department says it's the first time this law has led to a prosecution. The law named in honor of HPD Stack Agent Billy Clardy III, who was killed in the line of duty back in December of 2019. The bill, passed in 2023, allows law enforcement to use enhanced investigative tools in cases like these. HPD referred to this as a landmark operation. 23 people indicted, the seizure of nearly $5 million worth of illegal drugs, and 10 firearms recovered.
Billy was one of our own, and so this law honors his sacrifice and gives law enforcement the tools to continue his lifelong mission.
And it's tools like these, wiretapping, under the Agent Billy Clardy III Act that the North Alabama Drug Task Force says led to this drug trafficking takedown.
The wiretapping legislation does just that. It provides at the state level the authority for law enforcement to conduct a wiretap. And there are a lot of provisions in that bill that these investigators have to go through to meet certain thresholds before they ever get to the Attorney General's office. Investigators with the task force say the investigation started last November, lasting roughly 5 months, and eventually recovering more than $5 million in assets.
As a result of the tool that Rex Reynolds gave this outstanding law enforcement agency, we expanded that board because as a result of the wire, they had additional information that otherwise would not have been actionable, which would not have allowed them to be able to take next steps. A collaborative effort that law enforcement say included sacrifice.
We can all sit up here as department heads. We can all sit up here and take the shine or the credit for it, but it's the guys that are running through those doors every single day, the guys that are out there on the streets, and the guys that are putting their lives on the line, just like Billy Clardy did.
Included in the takedown was more than $220,000 worth in cash and 4 vehicles. Investigators say they plan to announce the specific charges for the 23 people indicted. A hub of STEM education in the Tennessee Valley is getting an upgrade. Cook Museum in Decatur was named North Alabama STEM Center, and the renovation will nearly double its size. We'll start in Decatur, where big changes are coming to the Cook Museum of Natural Science. It's because City Council voted just minutes ago to decide on renovations to the facility and the surrounding infrastructure. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo joins us live from Decatur City Hall. Caleb, what's the latest on the vote?
Decatur City Council just voted 4-1 to pass a multi-million-dollar upgrade to the Cook Museum of Natural Science. According to Councilman Jacob Ladner, it's all to reflect the museum's growth and its designation as one of 2 state STEM centers.
It could have gone anywhere in North Alabama, and it's coming to Decatur, to the Cook Museum. Really expanding what they can offer with STEM, but also just more exhibits and more meeting space, all those type of things, but a huge project for them.
Ladner says the goal is for the city, state, and the private sector to work together to make it happen. It'll cost tens of millions of dollars for the expansion, a new parking lot, and a hotel.
What we're doing tonight is authorizing really the mayor to begin some discussions with plans on developing out a parking deck.
The money will come from $9 million in state funding, with the city handling parking and the Cook Museum expanding almost twice its current size. Residents here say it'll bring plenty of opportunities for kids and their families.
That hands-on, tactile science is something that is kind of not ignored, but it's hard to do in schools with funding and finding teachers who are willing to go that extra mile and set up these things. And so I think having a center where the school doesn't have to set that up themselves, they can bring kids and have people whose job it is to work with them and have these more tactile, visual exhibits. I think that's nothing but a positive.
The vote tonight will allow the council to move forward with a new parking garage for the museum. The city's portion of the renovation, estimated to be more than $15 million. Live in Decatur, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
Ivy made her way to the Cook Museum in Decatur today as part of a gratitude luncheon for naming the museum the North Alabama STEM Center. State and local leaders gathered at the luncheon to learn more about the museum's upcoming expansion and $9.5 million in grant funding. Governor Ivy says that the museum and STEM designation is an investment in the students in Alabama.
If we don't prepare our students today, we will fall behind. And that's all the reason that I need. This museum makes those opportunities real. It takes STEM out of the textbook and puts it right into a child's hand. And that makes all the difference. That's why it's important that we made this investment.
Governor Ivey says she was impressed with the crowd and the support from local leadership for the Cook Museum.
This will impact the lives of thousands of young people, getting them to be hands-on with STEM education. And that's the mark of the future. And what a crowd this is to start this magnificent effort.
The museum informed the governor that once expansion is completed, the building will be dedicated in her honor.
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics were stemming to students today at the first ever Madison County Schools STEM Day. It was a day enjoyed by many with a purpose of education. I spent some time this morning at Sparkman High School where the event took place. Take a listen.
Paper rockets are flying through the sky.
3, 2, 1, hit it!
And experiments are flowing through the Sparkman High School gym. And it's all part of the first ever STEM Day for Madison County Schools.
I think last I read about 25% of the jobs in Huntsville are STEM jobs. And so that's huge for our kids to be able to see and learn.
They need to see what's happening in Huntsville. They need to know what's available.
This Sparkman High School teacher brought the idea up and has helped turn it into reality.
I asked the question, why don't we have a STEM event? And that's a great idea. Why don't you do one? So I went ahead and said, hey, why not? And it really snowballed into something that I was really shocked. I didn't expect 80-some organizations to come.
Those organizations preaching STEM programs to students, some of which believe the lessons are important for them.
Even just the general idea should give you some information as to what to do in that sort of scenario and should help you educate others as well.
And educators believe the lessons taught now will help their students succeed down the road.
We want to make sure that our students have that foundation and have that, those building levels where they can get to those higher level jobs once they graduate and that they're ready for those STEM fields.
It really has a way to get with the students, and the students can see all the different things. And even though here we're the engineering capital of the world, a lot of students will see that, yeah, my mom and dad are engineers, but wow, look at all these other different fields of engineering that I had never thought about, or this in science that I never thought about. And so that's why this is so important that, hey, maybe I could do this.
Well, this year was the inaugural STEM Day. Organizers says they would love to become an annual tradition so kids can continue learning about everything STEM has to offer.
Let's take a look at what's happening in Huntsville and Madison. Huntsville Airport gets more flights. Madison Animal Control gets the green light for a new facility. Another piece of the SLS is complete, and Black-owned businesses were in the spotlight at the Bold Market. If you plan on taking a trip away from the Rocket City, a familiar airline is flying out to new vacation destinations, and some routes start soon. Allegiant Air is set to start with 3 Florida routes. The first route to take off from Huntsville International will be to Fort Lauderdale on November 19th. And in winter of 2026, flyers looking at Central Florida can head to Orlando in February and to Tampa, St. Pete in March. For Huntsville city leaders, the move is another sign of growth for the area.
We will say that we are looking forward to you being here. We're looking forward to the travel, and we're looking forward to you opening up another section of the nation to the city of Huntsville, and letting people come here and know about our city, know what our city's about, know what our city is like. And this gives us one more portal on being able to do that.
A big announcement today. Allegiant Air returns to the Huntsville market. Officials from Huntsville International Airport are excited for affordable prices the airline offers.
Allegiant brings to our market is lower fares. They're launching their new service today with fares as low as $39 each way, and that's what our customers are looking for, opportunities to do leisure travel, and this market's been hungry for that.
Allegiant's Vice President of Planning and Sales, Kristen Schilling-Gonzalez, says the airline's return will help meet the need of a growing city.
There was an economic situation, 2007, 2008, that a lot of folks are familiar with, and things have changed so much during that time, both from an economic standpoint as well as just the city in general. In North Alabama have grown so much, and we've seen just the impressive community spirit here that we're really excited to continue to grow here now.
As the airline prepares to launch its first 3 routes, Allegiant officials say they're open to the idea of expanding.
As time goes on, if these routes do well, we're really excited to continue talking with the airport about possible expansion to additional destinations and additional flights to these locations as well.
Very exciting. Well, if you're wondering when tickets are on sale, you don't have to wait. You can purchase the first flights now from Huntsville. Madison City Council awarding a bid tonight to bring a new and improved animal control building to the city. Leaders say the building would be nearly double the size of their current facility. The new space will cost the city just north of $600,000. The bid went to SW Commercial Contracting. According to their website, they're based here in Madison. Fox 54's Gabe Glassman spoke to city officials about why they believe the facility is necessary.
But this is currently the animal control center for the city of Madison. Inside this small building, there's only 6 cat cages and 5 dog kennels. City leaders tell us a bigger building would have a big impact on their day-to-day operations.
This building has stood unchanged for decades.
This building was actually built by the Limestone County Correction inmates in the 90s.
Madison District 1 City Council member Maura Roblewski has championed the center. She says it all goes back to her love for animals.
I'm just a huge animal lover. I have fostered for our animal control officers as well as several other rescues in the area. It seems like every door I knock on, there's either a cat that runs away from the door or a dog that runs to the door. I'm just a huge animal lover, and I know the most of our residents are as well. They just really care about everyone in our community, whether they have 2 legs or 4 legs. It'll be a state-of-the-art facility that will provide so many more resources for our animal service officers.
The new building, costing Madison a little bit more than $600,000, will be almost double the size of the current facility. Animal control officers say the larger space will help with the ongoing mission of serving the community and its 4-legged residents.
Our city's growing so much, and everybody that comes in our city more than likely has a cat or a dog. And so the potential for them getting loose or needing our help is getting greater by the day.
We're just here to love them and help them and be the voice for them. That's what we're here for. And anything that makes it a better, for them is greatly appreciated.
The new building will be placed on Celtic Avenue in the Public Service Annex for the city. In Madison, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.
Madison Animal Control is part of the city's police department. Future plans for the current building have not been decided on yet. An Amazon wish list is being set up for the new facility where donations will help care for incoming animals. A crucial piece of NASA's Artemis II rocket will be shipped from Huntsville to Florida next week. Fox 54 got a chance to see the hardware before it's sent south. This is the Orion stage adapter. This connects the propulsion stage to the Orion spacecraft and will be carrying CubeSats to space. Those will help scientists in future developments. This final piece of the space launch system was manufactured at the Marshall Space Flight Center right here in Huntsville. We spoke to engineers who explained what this part will do when launched high into the sky.
The Orion stage adapter will sit on top of the interim cryogenic propulsion stage, and inside the Orion stage adapter is what's called a diaphragm. That diaphragm separates the volume from the ICPS to the Orion itself, where the crew members will sit.
Each of the 4 payloads that we're flying, they're doing varying types of science, a lot of space weather, space radiation type science and experiments that they want to do. It'll give us good insight into how does radiation affect human tissue, how does radiation affect electrical components that could be used on future lunar missions. Based on the design of the mission, establishing and verifying long-range communication links, and some future mission design optimization through GPS technology and testing that they want to do.
For the past 3 months or so, I've been working with Kennedy on where they're going to receive the Orion stage adapter down there, what days work for them between weather, trucking, freight, all that stuff takes a long while. It's a critical element of SLS rocket to get that stacked so the Orion can go ahead and be stacked on top of the rocket where the astronauts are going to ride. So for this to be headed down to the Cape is a big milestone in terms of the stacking operations for SLS.
Yeah, a big milestone. A lot goes into this mission. NASA says the Artemis 2 mission will bring astronauts around the moon on a 10-day trip. This piece of the rocket will be making its way down to the Kennedy Space Center in Florida next week. And the crews at the Marshall Space Flight Center are already working on a similar piece of hardware to be part of the Artemis 3 mission.
Many people are celebrating Black Business Month in August, and one local market is putting Black-owned businesses in the spotlight. The Bold Market places an emphasis on culture within the community. I took some time this afternoon to visit the first ever Bold Market here in Huntsville. Take a listen.
Black-owned businesses, or even just local businesses alone, it makes up your community.
Tens of Black-owned businesses set up their shop today at the Orion Amphitheater as part of the first ever Bold Market. Executive Director Kanik Mighty Nugent says this is the largest market her organization has ever held.
We've done quite a few small things, and we wanted to do something on a bigger scale where we can get more eyes on these businesses. So the bigger, the more known it will become in Huntsville, and the more support it will get. So we wanted to do something where we can really highlight these businesses in Huntsville.
Many of these vendors, like Captured by Stone, come straight out of the Rocket City. Some others travel to be part of this celebration on Sunday, like Air Illusions from Nashville, Tennessee. People here today remembering the importance of shopping locally.
When you come out and you support events like this and you support your local businesses, it helps us grow to better provide services for our community.
When we support our own, we're pouring back into them, and they are going to help this community grow.
It's so important to just go back and show out for your neighborhood, show out for your community, and spread love, spread awareness about everything that you have going on, that your neighbors have going on, that your auntie has going on.
And these vendors are embracing the culture while bringing attention to Black-owned businesses.
I think the culture is definitely being embraced here, especially in Huntsville in general, and it's a growing city. So this is the place if you're looking for culture to be.
Everyone offers something totally different within their Black-owned businesses. Everyone is offering something that somebody may need, and Black-owned businesses is just that. It's a Black-owned business, and it's a great thing to have.
We have a culture of community that we are trying to grow, where people are knowing that, hey, let's support each other, let's grow this community, because it's not just separate. We want to come together as a community.
Organizers say they would love to see the market return as an annual event, but they say they need continued support from the community to help in those efforts by shopping locally, showing up to events like this one. Well, the Batmobile, the Muttmobile, and all types of automobiles were on display at the Von Braun Center today as a part of the Rocket City Octane Show. Crowds packed the South Hall and the Probst Arena for one of the largest indoor car shows in the region. And for organizers at the show, it was a chance to see hard work pay off as families packed the Civic Center.
There's a lot of work, a whole lot of moving pieces that go into this. And bringing up to this, it's just once the doors open and see all the people come in, the lines out the door and everything, it just makes it all worth it. We're really trying to promote the whole car culture and bring that, make it a family fun event. We do this every year. It's our 5th year doing this. It is a lot of work, but the payoff is fantastic.
Missed out on the show this year, organizers are already making plans for the show next year.
Our goal every year is to create excitement and to bring something new. You know, if you do any kind of advertising or marketing strategies, you always want to bring bang for your buck. So we want to bring something new and exciting every year that people aren't walking in and saying, oh, it looks like it did last year. No, every year there's something new to see. So we are looking forward to next year.
And listen to this. Show organizer Joseph Scott adds that over 200 cars were part of this year's show and hopes to break the record next year.
Let's wrap up this week with a celebration as Scottsboro police officer Lieutenant Derek Porch, injured in a shooting earlier this month, came home. Even on short notice, the community turned out for him. Take a look. And a Scottsboro police officer welcomed home by his community tonight. An announcement made about an hour before Lieutenant Derek Porch's return saw many residents rush downtown to where he was driving through. Lieutenant Porch was injured during a chase a few weeks ago. What started in the early morning hours as a response to a domestic incident turned into a multi-agency manhunt for the suspect, Daniel McCarn. Porch was shot in his left hand and was moved to an out-of-state hospital to treat his injuries. Fox 54's Gabe Glassman takes us there for his return home.
It was a spur-of-the-moment type celebration here in Scottsboro, the community welcoming back Lieutenant Derek Porch. He was injured in that officer-involved shooting turned multi-agency manhunt a couple weeks ago, but the residents who filled the streets here this afternoon all dropping everything to show support.
I know Officer Porch, like, personally. He's a great friend to my dad, who's also a police officer, and he's just a great guy. He does a lot for this community.
We didn't know till 30 minutes before, but you drop what you're doing and come on down, because that's one of us coming home, and he you know, his wife and children, they want their husband and daddy home at night. You know, we want all police officers, Huntsville, no matter where it is, we want police officers coming home at night.
It was really nice seeing him. I think this big smile on his face made me feel better knowing that he's okay.
It kind of gives you that 4th of July feeling, you know, man. It just gets you pumped up and everything, a little adrenaline going, and it just gives you a good feeling.
From the time it happened, we immediately started praying for him that not only would he live, but that he would not lose his hand.
It made me so much better knowing that he's okay, and it wasn't anything life-threatening.
Lieutenant Porch was shot in his left hand a couple weeks ago, and he was initially moved to an out-of-state facility to continue treatment on his hand, but now he's back home. In Scottsboro, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.
Wow, what a warm welcome home, and glad that he is recovering. Thank you for watching Fox 54's Weekend Review. Count on Fox 54 Plus to bring you more great programming with in-depth local specials, locked on sports, true crime, cooking shows, wellness experts, and continuing weather coverage. For everyone at Fox 54 News, I'm Kenesha Dees. Enjoy your weekend.